I bought this thing that I can record voices with. Thought it'd be useful for videos. I wasn't aware it would make me sound like a stormtrooper. There they are. Blast him. Pretty much. Like I said, like he said, today I'm going to go through the thumbnails I made over the last 2 years. Okay, here, listen. I have absolutely no clue if this video is a terrible idea. I'm sure somebody who just finds this video or channel through YouTube search could give zero shits about this. And I'm not even sure if anyone who normally watches the video would give shits anyways. However, a lot of the times when I'm looking at my thumbnails, in my head I'm like just having this conversation like, ooh, this was like this, I drew this like this. I figured if I'm gonna talk to myself, I might as well do it in front of a camera. I don't know, I just want to talk about it, okay? Just give me this one. But I'm not gonna like review them, like I'm not gonna rank them or anything, mainly because I'm not gonna go through every single thumbnail I've made. So this is just gonna be a chill talk, story time thing, where I just go through the artwork and you can sit back, relax, come along for the ride. Or not, you can just click off the video and never watch it again. It's a free world. Now remember to subscribe. So first of all, I'm gonna skip some of the first ones because they're not very interesting. The very first proper uploaded public video on the channel is Social, which is this interactive short film I made for one of my projects. And by interactive, I mean, you can choose your own at the end, that kind of thing. And I'm moving over to the first actual drawing, which is this. Boy, does this have a story behind it. If you watched the update video I put out last year, you'll know what this is about, but I'm gonna mention it here again. Early 2019, January, when I was trying to start doing YouTube, when I was first recording stuff, I was on VRChat. I became this, because if you don't know VRChat, you can change your avatar and do different things. And I became this oven avatar, like a walking, talking oven. And I didn't know this at the time, but other players could also go ahead and sit on top of that oven. And as I was an oven walking around in VRChat, Dark and Nick noticed me. You might know them from other videos. Actually, specifically Dark noticed me. She saw an oven climbing a wall and she was like, why is there an oven climbing a wall? And then I think Nick realized that you can sit on it, and then some people gathered around. I started recording. Eventually, there was this whole group of people sitting on this oven, calling it the bus, and I was the bus driver. And then one of those people, Seagull, suggested that we make a Discord server, which stuff and things happened. Eventually, it became the bakery server, and ever since then, the bakery has been like my home on Discord. And the people over there have appeared in a lot of videos, like I mentioned. And at one point, I played like a prop hunt with Seagull from that server, and that became a video. In the comments of that video, somebody who has a Discord server to make videos and stuff invited me to it, and I met a lot of great people there. And through the people I met there, I recently sort of entered this other server. Met a lot of wonderful people there as well. Basically, half the people I know I met through this server, or through everything that happened because I met these people and joined this Discord server. So, usually when people talk about life-changing events, they talk about like getting a job or meeting someone or winning the lottery. In my case, it's this fucking broken, walking, talking oven avatar from VRChat. How ridiculous and on brand is that one of the biggest things in my life, because if this didn't happen, I wouldn't have met those people, wouldn't have been in that server, and through that, I wouldn't have met the other people in the other two servers. The YouTube stuff would have been probably a lot different and a lot worse off. So this major, life-changing event in my life was due to me being an oven, a walking, talking oven, in VRChat at the right place at the right time. It's just so dumb, and I love it. This drawing became like, not really a meme, but like a nostalgic representation of those days. I'm sure all the people in the bakery server who were there at the beginning, when they see this, it's like a throwback back to the Spotterham days. Oh, okay. This is where the trend of recreating memes as thumbnails started. You'll see a lot of these, and this is the that Kanye West meme. And here's the first art tip of the day. This is such a classic error that I always make. If you're going to do smooth shading, as in not like cell shading like you would see in, for example, anime or whatever, but if you're gonna use like an airbrush to shade smoothly, actually put detail on the edges and the shading and all that. Don't just sort of go over it with the airbrush, because then this happens. It looks like the line art is there, but the shading is just blurred. And I don't know if it's just me, but this happens so often, especially back in these days. Back in my day! Like, there really needs to be more darkness, or at least a highlight along these edges, and maybe like under the nose, the eyelid. It's just too smooth. Oh, this one, oh yeah, this is where the trend of putting the okay meme in there started. There's a few of them. Also, Kermit started becoming pear-shaped. No shame in that. I forgot Spider-Man's lines. Okay, this... I like this. See? This is what I mean. This is better. You can actually see the shadows. You can actually, like, where else? Like here, this edge, the highlight on this edge, it actually goes towards white rather than just blurring out. If I drew this today, though, once I put this fire here, I would have put, like, lighting effects on the hands to highlight the red, like the light that the fire gives off, as well as, like, on the underside of the eyebrows, above the lips, etc. Oh no. Okay, yeah, you can see my attempt at getting whoops. Don't worry about that. You can see my attempt at getting more like anime. You know, like this kind of face. You know, exaggerated angry face. That didn't work. The eye. God, stop. The eye is fine, but it's just something is wrong there. The hair is nice, and this is where I actually started doing the highlight thing. See? However, this gun is so lazy. Okay, here's the thing. I hate drawing mechanical things. So guns, vehicles, robots, buildings, I don't know, anything mechanical with a lot of parts. I hate drawing those. I'm better. I enjoy drawing like characters and lighting effects and just organic things. Like drawing hair, doing this kind of stuff, it's so much more fun. These like that. Something you probably don't know about this thumbnail. Hold on, let me find it. If I actually open the Psy file of this, which what I used to draw is Paint Tool Psy and a tablet. But if I open this up and remove the head, yeah. I don't see anything wrong here. This is where putting stuff in using Photoshop instead of drawing them starts, because especially like in the last few months, I've realized Occam's razor. If there is an easier solution, it's probably a better solution. If I tried to draw all of these leaves, it would have taken so much longer and would have looked like shit. So I've taken that approach more recently. If I can just use Photoshop, cut something out and put it in there, I shouldn't bother drawing it, because if I put it in there, it's probably going to be a better result. This I really like. This is one of the earlier ones that I really do like. It's nice little foreshortening, the little Dutch angle, dramatic. Anyways, moving on. Fuck, go back. Oh my god. Oh, my nightmares. I forgot this existed. Yeah, let's keep going. Oh, this one. Now, Jolteon is my favorite Pokemon, if you didn't know. But I never used this thumbnail. Why? Because YouTube gave me such a good automatic thumbnail that I couldn't not use it. This. YouTube gave me this as an automatic thumbnail suggestion, and I just had to use it. I had to. The saga begins, and in the oh my god, this is just chest creeper. You can see the smooth shading issue here as well. Like over here, it's just very blur. The shading is really blurry. But hey, good memories. If you don't know what Bakecraft is, it's probably the biggest series that has ever been on the channel in the last 2 years. This, I love this one. The expression is really good, the shading is okay, this is cool, room lighting. Maybe the bottom area could be a little more full. It looks, the balance is a little top heavy. Like around here, the bottom feels a little too empty. Other than that, what the fuck is this dot? Of course, there's always one mistake. Ooh, this is something fun to talk about. Okay, listen. So, cool drawing, whatever, that's great. But, you see this design? This enchantment table design right here? That comes straight from my high school days, where I was a loser, loner, quiet type. Well, was is a strong term, but you know, I would just sit and draw stuff the whole day. Little sidetrack here. I drew these Minecraft drawings. I call them Minecraft Unblocked, as the name suggests. It's just unblocked versions. It started off pretty rough, actually. Like, oh god, oh my god. Also, it wasn't digital, of course. Oh my god. So I wasn't the greatest at drawing human. And in each of these I would hide like Herobrine somewhere and try to design different things, like how a creeper would look, how like a silverfish thingy would look, a skeleton, well, a skeleton looks like a skeleton, etc. And then here's some more. I'm just gonna go through them. I'm not gonna talk much about them. You can just pause and look at them, try to spot Herobrine in each of them if you want. But you'll see that eventually the enchantment table design is exactly the same. Also in this one I hid a bunch of names, book names, 15 Shades of Clay, How to Train Your Ender Dragon, the Minecraft wiki, a lot of references in there. I'll just go through them, might as well. For example, this Ender Dragon design, oh my god, the diamond armor. But anyways, this Ender Dragon design will come up. This obsidian pillar, end stone, and crystal design will also come up in the thumbnails. A little bit of this. I'll just, like I said, go through them. On this one I actually started using like digitally fixing stuff, like making the water actually watery. There's one more. There's one more. There's one more. Oh, and this wither design, keep that in mind. And the last one I actually don't have. I'm gonna have to go back to the Cursed Lands. Here we are at the Cursed Lands. Oh god. If I scroll too far down, I'm gonna see my old drawings and be very upset. There it is. This is the last one I did. And probably my favorite because of the little foreground thing going on. Ender Dragon there again. But yeah, my favorite parts about this was just giving normally blocky things like non-blocky designs like the Elytra over here. Anyways, back to the video. This is where cell shading started. I tried to go for this kind of cell shaded style, and when I finished it I was like, that works so much better for thumbnails. I'm gonna try to stick with this one instead of the smoothly shaded thing, because that can easily go wrong. And this just looks so much nicer, so much like sleek. Oh, okay. This is a big one. This was the first Bakecraft thumbnail that I like put full effort into drawing everyone in the server at that point. All the shading, lighting. I think this is the first speed art that I uploaded. So this one you can actually see the speed art of on the channel. And here's another one, right after-ish. Bread looks pretty cool, Nick looks pretty cool, I look like a gremlin for some reason. I think too much. I went a little overboard with the pear thingies, I believe. Tux is a gun, don't worry about it. One big problem for this thumbnail, and one big thing I see a lot of people doing in their thumbnails, one big issue, which is way too much detail. I like this as a drawing, at least the foreground, the background is a little but there is so much detail in this. Like when you lower it to this size, there's just too much going on. So if you're making thumbnails, try to not have too much detail in there, unless you specifically want to go for it. There are still some super detailed thumbnails later on that I just did because I wanted to draw that, you know? Like this wood here, the wood texture adds so much detail to every corner of the thumbnail. This Area 51 thing is there. Like all these lines are adding detail. It's not good. The drawing is good, but it's not good as a thumbnail, you know? It's problematic. Feels weird complimenting my own thumbnails. I'm not trying to like pat myself on the back. I'm reviewing them. Some of them fucking suck. Even more recent ones, which I'll get to. Like, this is so much better than some of the more recent ones I'm currently looking at. Oh, there it is. Recognize this? Recognize these pillar styles? Don't worry about the pufferfish. But yeah, straight from those old high school drawings. Now the tail sort of connects right to the side of the torso, it looks like. They couldn't really fix that. But don't worry, it looks fine when you just don't focus on that. Fun fact, at this point, my drawing tablet broke. It wouldn't connect. So, I had to draw all this by mouse. It was not great, but you know, curve tools are great. I enjoy them when they exist. If I had to draw by mouse, because there's no way my hand is this steady. But yeah, I think this worked really well. I really like the Enderman. I don't know why specifically that, out of all this. Also, yes, this did happen. I accidentally dropped the egg into this void. This isn't a drawing. I just want to put this thumbnail in the video because I had to see it. Now you have to see it. You know, sometimes the thumbnails just draw themselves. And it's beautiful. I love this one. This fucking Palpatine worms. I had to be like, how would Palpatine look if he was in worms? And I think I got pretty close. Oh god. Why is it so fun but terrible to look at? Thanks, I hate it. Oh hey, here's an interesting one. So, this was the idea, this isn't the thumbnail, this was the idea I had for the first Subnautica thumbnail. So I picked a bunch of reference images like this brief bag, this cutout from I think one of the concept arts, the aurora, just the background. Like I cobbled together this scene from reference images and used that to draw this. Yeah, this was a cool one. Man, the TKO thumbnails just really push the boundaries of quality, don't they? Ah yes, the Duggan Dimmadome video with the champagne man in the background. Basically, this guy would pop up and keep asking if he wants champagne, and it sort of became a little meme in the video. From this video, I picked up this frame right here. This frame. It's such a memeable frame. It's so good. It's like a perfect reaction image, you know? God, I hate drawing mechanical things. It's like wallet and a chicken run face, cool and all, but fuck drawing trains. I never want to draw the GTA train ever again. Oh, now this is a cool one. So, this colossal abomination of a tree that we built in our Minecraft world, I want to put that in there, but I want to really so someone's gonna see this thumbnail, right? If this was a drawing, they're gonna be like, oh, it's a drawing of a big tree. Cool. But if I really put the Minecraft world in there, compared to like a normal mountain, you can see the scale. By the way, this is my entire base over here. Like, you can really see the scale. But of course, I can't just go on Minecraft and do this. Back at this point, I didn't have my current PC, I had my laptop. There's no way I can render all this. So, I found a program called Mineways that basically lets you take sections of a Minecraft world, a Minecraft save, and turn it into a 3D model. So what I did is, not specifically for a thumbnail, but generally, I used that program to turn our entire Minecraft world area, the main area, into a bunch of 3D models that I then put together in Unity and then uploaded into VRChat. So basically, I imported the Minecraft world into VRChat. I can actually also show the occlusion culling at work. So like, I put this entire world in Unity, but when I couldn't put the entire world as one object because it was too big. So basically what I had to do, because the world was too big, is I split the whole area into 5 separate Y levels, like 5 models stacked on top of each other like a stack of pancakes, which is what you can see here, H, H2, H3, H4, H5, but they're disabled, because then what I realized is when everything is stacked up like that, but one model, then if you're looking at one corner of the world, your game is gonna try to render the other corner, because that entire Y level is just one model, and that makes it really slow. So basically what I did is, instead of having this entire like 500 by 500 block area, I think, maybe a bit bigger, I don't remember, but I turned it into, instead of just having 5 models on top of each other, like one stack of pancakes, I split it up into 16 pieces horizontally. So this is one area that disappeared. This right here is another area. This chunk over here is on the top. It's like a 4x4 grid of chunks, not actual Minecraft chunks, bigger. And each of them also have Y levels separated as separate models. It's a 4x4 grid of pancake stacks, basically. And what that allows is, if I'm looking at one corner, then the other chunks on the other corner don't need to render, which is exactly what this video shows. So as I rotate the camera, while I'm looking at this side, all the chunks on this back side isn't being rendered. You can see what the camera sees here. Whereas if this entire Y level was one model, then you would have to try to render all of it, which would really slow down. And it did. It made it unplayable. Anyways, once I had that, and I needed something like this, I was like, okay, I'll just take that world model, put it into something a little better than Unity for rendering pictures like this. I used Marmoset, and I just rendered this out. Okay, yes, the big one. This is the finale of Bakecraft, and I had to put all effort inside of this. So this took 5 hours, or 5.5, I think. This has like all the other speed arts are like 6 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe 8 minutes at most. This was 16 minutes. Even at like 200% speed or something, the speed art took that long. It's definitely one of my favorite speed arts. So everybody in the Bakecraft server has their special things. Tux has his potions, Brett has his trident. City didn't have a specific thing, but he was the only one there that really brought an elytra, I think. So I put him with an elytra, plus I needed someone to be up there. Nick has his axe, I have my bow, my trusty bow. Dark didn't really have anything specific either, but no one else had a sword at this point. I figured there should be a sword in there. Then I realized I could do this kind of an effect, where it goes from blue to red. And I was like, alright, I'm doing sword then. And recognize this boy? The head's a little cubic, but it's the same design as this guy. Little cute rabbit there, because why not? But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite thumbnails. If you want to look at any speed art from these, like if you plan on checking those out after this, I suggest this one. Oh my god. Alright, yeah, this is a perfect example of how much I dislike drawing vehicles, and how much I dislike and mess up shading them. This just went right back to that Shrek thumbnail with the shading. Completely blurry. And there's a bit of cell shading here for some reason, I mixed them. But it's so blurry. Over here as well, it's just a big blob of shading and lighting that you can't tell what's where. This Subnautica one, obviously I don't have to spell out the meme reference for you. However, I uploaded this onto Steam. As you can see here, I uploaded on Subnautica's community page. It's all fluid intake. Drew this as a thumbnail for an episode of my Subnautica YouTube playthrough. Thought I might as well upload it here too before the meme dies. Too late. And it's got good God, these comments, they kill me. Guys, you know that meme where it's like, it's all this, always has been, it's always has been, scanner noise, always has been. I know, what else did I expect? It always has been, scan noise, always scanning, always has been, insert gunshot noise, always recommended, always has been. Gets diagnosed with Kara, always has been. It's all fluid intake, always has been. Wait, it's all fluid intake? Scans, always has been. Wait, it's all fluid intake, scans. Kara detected, goodbye amigo. Wait, it's all quarantine scans. Remind me of home. Always has been. Always has been. Always has been. It's so good. Like, it's always has been. I don't get it. Is he pointing a gun at him? Always has been. That is a scanner, not a gun. Always has been. I think this was a mistake posting it here. Here's another reference image like setup thing. This is actually easier because these sort of 3D models that Subnautica used in the game, you can actually find them on like Sketchfab, I think. But I can like open up this 3D model right here on Sketchfab, and then sort of move it around and position it to wherever the way I want for the thumbnail. That's how I got this. And then I put like the Cyclops, Ghost Leviathan, put them the way I wanted them to, and it ended up with this. However, I am not a big fan of this thumbnail because I tried to draw something this like detailed with this kind of smooth shading by not paying too much attention to it. And this has the exact same problem as that early Shrek thumbnail, where the shading is smooth but it's really blurry and not defined at all. It's really lazy, and that's what it ends up looking like when I do that. So this horror map, we made the joke that it was a prequel, like we were creating this lore about it, and we made the joke that this was a prequel to the previous maps, and I made a joke that it was just like Rogue One. So what this is, it's this. It's the Rogue One, one of the Rogue One posters with Jyn Erso, the main character. Fucking the glass, one of the glasses became the dish for the Death Star, and then it's a masterpiece, if I do say so myself. And here's another one. This is around the time where I started thinking that whole like choose the simplest option because it's gonna look the best and take the least amount of time thing, because I was planning on drawing this from scratch, drawing the sea dragon, everything like I drew that skull, but then I realized if I did that, it would just look like the shading would just look dumb like the other one. While I was trying to place this on the canvas to put like a reference, like that first Subnautica thumbnail, I figured, wait, I can just use this. I don't have to draw it from scratch. I have this. I can just use it. It would look so much better. So I did it. I just put it on Photoshop, different color effects, lighting effects, blah, 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 blah. Especially like when you shrink it down into thumbnail size, it looks so much better. It's just a theory. It's a Gabe theory. So at this point, you can tell I had enough of drawing cars in GTA, so I literally just took cars from random GTA screenshots and cut them out and, just put them in there. This was a fun one to draw. Among Us is really, this first one that I just went through, not the best. I didn't have the style down, but this is so much better. The angle, there's a bit of a Dutch angle going on again. All of these Among Us and later Phasmophobia, there's like horror-ish games. Well, Among Us isn't horror, but there's murder. But although all these kinds of games, you'll see the thumbnails have like this lower lighting, this kind of like this kind of lighting, because it's spooky lighting. Oh, I can't tell whether it's this thumbnail that's my favorite or that final Bakecraft one. I think that one, but this is a close second. This one I spent so much time on compared to what I normally would, just because I just enjoyed this drawing idea, because I like drawing spooky, creepy stuff. I like drawing anime style, I like drawing characters, I like doing lighting effects. This has all of it. The foreshortening is pretty okay. There's some little details that I never would usually put in a thumbnail, pun not intended, like this, like skin not being there, this finger going under the hair thing, and something I've never done here, this sort of like 3D like chromatic aberration effect, by literally just moving the line art back and forth and changing its color. But I think it worked pretty well. The ghost design I really like as well. I actually had like different versions of this, and I posted it on one of the Discord servers asking which one was the best one. I asked which version of the ghost face or combination is the best, and these were the little versions that I came up with. This is how hyped I was for drawing this thumbnail. Some of these thumbnails, I get the idea and I'm like, that's gonna be fun to draw. The ones that look more properly made are usually the ones that I planned ahead and hyped up in my head and took a long time to work on them, mainly because they were fun to do. But the biggest influence, especially around here, specifically the eyes, the hair, and the mouth style, comes from Abeloth. Back at this Star Wars nerdiness, we got Abeloth. This chap, this person, this gal. But that's basically the inspiration for this design. Oh, also, if you like Supernatural, the show, the background is literally from Supernatural. So I took, hold on, let me bring this up here. If you watch Supernatural, the later seasons, you'll recognize exactly what this picture is. I guess I don't know. Yeah, that. So this Phasmophobia video had an OnlyFans joke in it. So we got Only Phantoms. You know how I mentioned I never wanted to draw the train again? I stuck to that promise, and I just figured Photoshop was the way to go in this one. As well as these. God, this one sucks so bad. This is the worst thumbnail. Holy shit. My voice is actually leaving. Can you hear that? I'm losing my voice in this video. This one started well, but there's a lot of that smooth shading issue going on. You know, like right here. That's an arm. There should be a line of shading there that shows that it's an arm separated from the rest of the body, but no. It's just a smooth line of highlight, you know, that's the problem. You know, it's still good. It's got, you know, those kind of shading problems, but it's good. However, so scuffed. The video is called Scuffed Animorphs, and the thumbnail is also so scuffed. I didn't want to just... I don't know. I don't have an explanation. I don't have an excuse. This is another guy. I really like this one, actually. Fucking face. This is a good description of my emotions during this entire video, if you know what this is about. Yes. See, the map had anime, right? So that immediately implies there's a lot of things I can draw. You know, my whole drawing style is based on anime style, so there's a lot of options. But I couldn't do any of that. I had to make sure it was clear in the thumbnail that this is exactly what the worms map that we're playing on looks like. That's why I made sure, like, this part that's broken is there, some worms are there, you know, this part also has some broken areas around here as well. Somebody who plays worms, but doesn't know these custom maps are a thing, could see this thumbnail. If there was just an anime thumbnail, it would just be like, oh, worms video relates to anime. But if they see this, someone who doesn't know custom maps are a thing, they'd be like, wait, why is there an anime thing with, like, that you can play on? What is that? So I feel like that would be more interesting. And this isn't just one picture from the game, by the way. This is a bunch of pictures from different points in the game of the same area of the map put together through Photoshop. I think these two worms might be the same worm, actually. And yeah, that is it. I haven't drawn the best of 2020 videos thumbnail yet. I guess technically it's not this year's thumbnail, so it's irrelevant. Ha. My voice hurts. I did not see this coming. I think I'm yelling a little too much because I'm not talking to someone, and these actually... Oh yeah, I'm yelling a lot. These cancel a little too good. My hair is killing me as usual. My stomach's been rumbling since the video started. How long have I been recording? 3 hours. Oh my god. I was planning this would... I was thinking this would take like an hour, not 3. Jesus Christ. I don't want to just end there. I want to say a couple things overall. Not necessarily about those thumbnails. I see a lot of people like saying they want to draw thumbnails, but they don't know how or whatever, or just draw in general. Well, I don't claim to draw good, first of all. There's a lot of practice that I want to do. For example, when I'm drawing these things, you'll see in some of the speed arts, I draw something, it looks horrible, delete, draw again, delete, draw again, oop, it looks a little weird, cut this area, move it this way. It's like a lot of trial and error to try to get it look right. What I want to be able to do is like, oh, I want to draw a hand in this position. Blup, 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 blup. Done. You know, I just want to be able to do that, so it needs a lot of practice. Also, my current art style I'm not super fond of. I want to move it towards like something a little more anime, or a little more Disney, or a combination even. But what I'm saying is basically, I have never taken an art class. Actually, I took one of my lowest grades in art class, but that was a different story. I just sort of drew and drew and drew a couple tutorials. Whenever I saw an artwork, I just sat there and like, I still do. Like whenever I see an artwork that I like, I just sit there and like study it. Like, how did they draw this? Where are the shadows? Where's the highlights? You know, just that kind of thing. So studying existing artwork and just practicing over and over again, just drawing stuff. That's how you get better at it. And not just that, but not just drawing, but anything pretty much. That's how you get better at pretty much anything. So that's my 2 cents. Also, multiple people have so far asked me how much I price for drawing thumbnails, like doing commissions for thumbnails. And I would love to do that. I probably should do that. But I have two problems. One, I have absolutely no idea how much people usually price for art or for thumbnails or anything like that. I don't know how any of that works. Second of all, we don't have PayPal here, so I don't know how the actual commission thing works. I don't know why PayPal doesn't exist here. It's probably like some economic thing, but can that even be a thing without PayPal? I know Google Pay is a thing. Is that the next big thing? I have no idea how any of the commission stuff works, is basically what I'm trying to say. But hey, if you're watching this video and if you know a thing or two about that, feel free to educate me in the comments, because I need help. Oh, also, another problem I have with that is I barely have enough time to do that, especially if like not one or two commissions, but actually being hired as a thumbnail artist. Definitely don't have time for that, like currently around like these months, but maybe I will eventually. Oh hey, look, my camera stopped recording. I have no idea when it did that. I think it was recent, but maybe it wasn't. Editing, that's a problem for editing me to figure out. Anyways, so my voice is giving out, my stomach is giving out, my brain is giving out, and now my camera is giving out, so I should probably start ending this video. Again, this may have been a terrible mistake, could have been completely uninteresting. I've been talking non-stop for 3 hours, so that may have been for no reason. I don't think I've ever done that at any point, even with other people. I don't think I've ever talked non-stop for 3 hours. I think the past 22 years of not talking much kind of just came out now. Hopefully you find it somewhat enjoyable, or at least interesting, or at least, yeah. Actually, here's the thing. If you enjoyed this, tell me in the comments. And maybe in another 2 years, when I have another 2 years worth of thumbnails, I'll do another one. But if not, tell me that you didn't enjoy this, so that I make sure that this is a one-time only mistake.
You're talking for so long, Onat's voice has completely been disembodied from the body. And here I am Onat's voice. Hi.